So, here I am after 3 months of not posting yet again. Where's Acenator? Where's Acenator? You know, he's a really good Mario Kart content creator. Well, truth is, this video right here. Now, before you guys say anything, I don't know if I'm going to quit. I was going to quit until I saw this video, and it gave me motivational to post. I'm going to post a video right here on your screen, and it just sums up my feelings towards this entire generation of, you know, gaming, you know, just Nintendo especially when it does come to, you know, video gaming, because I am a Nintendo fan, you know, more specifically a Mario fan. You guys know that. And before I even dive into this, I'm going to do this entire video uncut, like my commentary. For those of you who are new, I do this when I like to do sort of feeling videos, so you guys don't think I'm, like, you know, faking anything or stuff like that. You guys like it, so I'm going to continue to do it for these types of videos. But man, it's just, Nintendo is definitely the new Activision. Like, I don't know if you guys, like, know who Activision is, but, like, I deal with it on the Call of Duty side of things. I used to deal with it on the Destiny side of things, but it's just, like, no, Nintendo is definitely entering that space of gaming, if you guys know what I mean. If you guys don't know, I'll briefly describe it for you guys right here. $80 games. We haven't seen really any crazy microtransactions yet, but the perfect example of this is Pokemon, I don't even know the name of it, Pokemon Friends, where I bought it on Switch in anticipation of it being a great game, but then I found out it was free on mobile after watching Game Explain stream, and as soon as I just bought it, I was like, okay, cool, so I just wasted $10, whatever, I'll keep on playing it, why not? And it's just, you know, there's microtransactions in a game that, you know, should have been free. You know, they advertise these games, right, where, you know, you can play puzzles and collect yarn, but you don't get all the stuff until you buy this content. It's just like, there's 1,200 puzzles. It's just like, why? I'm a puzzle nerd, if you guys don't know. I like escape rooms, I like doing riddles. I was just playing Professor Layton the other day, but it's just like, why are we going to advertise content and then lock it behind a $30 paywall? Never mind you, it's free on iOS devices and Android, and I didn't even know that. It's just like, why? Like, it just boggles my mind. You know, inflation is already crazy out there from someone that's 26, about to be 27-year old. The gas prices are going up. Grocery prices, you know, I feel like they're coming down. I don't know, but I feel like they're coming down. Car prices, you know, tariffs, maybe the cell phones are going to go up. And I'm in the cell phone industry, and this is going to be 10 times harder for me to sell a device I'm holding in my hand right now. It's just crazy. And the fact that gaming, specifically Nintendo, specifically launching an $80 Mario Kart, you know, world, you know, I get it. The defense is they had a bundle, which is cool and all, but if you were one of the unlucky ones that got a $450 Switch, and now you have to go purchase an $80 game, and I'll talk about Mario Kart World in just a second, and now that could be the new standard for the industry, it's just going to be horrible, and we don't know if this is going to be the only game that Nintendo is going to be doing it for. I mean, if we look at other titles out there, look at Mario Party Jamboree plus Jamboree TV. If you don't have the Mario Party, you know, Jamboree already, and you want the full package, it's $80. If you don't have Kirby in the Forgotten Land, and you want the Switch 2 Enhanced Edition, it's $80. Granted, Donkey Kong Bonanza is $70, but to be honest, I haven't played it because I haven't felt the extreme motive to actually play Donkey Kong Bonanza since, you know, I've had the Switch 2, and I was really excited for it. Like, I remember, you know, this is how I got my Switch 2, and I'll talk about what I did with my Switch 2 later. This is how I got the Switch 2. You know, I was waiting outside of Best Buy, and I decided, you know what, I don't really need it. I don't need it. You know, I don't really care too much about Mario Kart World that much. But then one morning I woke up, and all of a sudden, at 6 in the morning, I was like, I'm going to go to Walmart. What's the off chance that they're going to have something? And after waiting like 15 minutes, me and 3 other guys walked in, and they had 4, and they were all Mario Kart bundles. And just that joy of me being a kid again, you know, just like, oh my god, I actually got one. Like, you know, it was the craziest feeling ever. I went home, I beat the Grand Prix, and I spent the next week or so playing online because it was fresh. It was a new Mario Kart title, don't get me wrong. And then, you know, all was great. I was playing other games after that. But, you know, the one time I was going to play Mario Kart World, we all found this glitch. I wouldn't really call it a glitch or anything. It was more like a bypass. There was a bypass in the Mario Kart World online multiplayer, and you get to pick random. And you know those stupid intermissions. Yeah, you didn't have to play those in the online version if you just pick random. But now it's just like Nintendo patched it. They want us players to play their game their way, and I've never been so damn annoyed in my entire life. I didn't touch the game after. I actually just touched it like maybe a couple days ago because I was like, you know what, I want to play Mario Kart Online. I just want to play 3-lap races, and I joined the Discord. And it's all fun, you know, and all, but it just doesn't feel the same because it's not like you're working towards something. You're playing in like friends and competitions, and your score is not the actual score. And I think Nintendo just dug its own grave, and you know, this is probably gonna bite me so hard. But, you know, watch there be a Nintendo Direct, and they're going to announce fixes for Mario Kart World. But at that point, I feel like I'm already tapped out. Like, you know, it's just, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like Nintendo is doing stuff that I feel like us fans who purchased a $500 console specifically for this game, and you can call me stupid, I don't care, because I will admit I was pretty stupid for buying a $500 console for Mario Kart World specifically. It's like, why? They sold over, I'm going to do this math really quick for you guys. They sold over 50 million units, and the console is $500. Doing this for you guys right now. 25 billion? Yeah, $25 billion that they reached throughout their entire sales of Nintendo. And it's just like, they can't just keep one thing in there. It's going to get worse. Overpriced accessories, overpriced games. We don't even know about the monetization, like if there's going to be any microtransactions in any of these games. Hell, you know, we could see Mario Kart World DLC, but it's going to probably be another $50. I wouldn't be like shocked about that at all, because I feel like this is definitely the way that Nintendo is going to be going. And we don't even know. Like, there's barely any games for it. Yes, the Switch 2 is like a technical upgrade, and I held it, and it does feel great. But if you already own a Switch 1, what's the difference? And never mind you, the physical, you know, game cards that people love to collect, yeah, it's no more. It's digital key cards for the console. Now, I don't want this to be all negative, but I will touch on more negatives in a bit. But, you know, I really used to love Nintendo back in the day. I remember my first gaming memory was when I came home and my dad got me a Game Boy, you know, like the advanced thing. And like, it was a game before that, but my first actual ton of memory is my dad came home with a Game Boy Advance. He said he used to play this all the time. He thought I would like it. So then he bought me WarioWare Incorporated. And I'm pretty sure if you guys know what that game is, you guys know what I'm talking about. Then I just fell in love because it was so weird and so quirky. A weird little game to get me introduced to. You know, I kind of got a little creeped out, you know, whatever. But I played it, and I just dove into the Mario series 10 times more, and I just felt like the charm was there. Everything was there. The perfection of Nintendo was there. It's just now, it's like, here's an $80 game. We're going to fix it in a couple of days, but we're going to fix everything else first. Like, you know, it's just like, what the hell? Why? And we can't even say it because I heard that the Jamboree update was not even great. And if you already paid for it, it's like, what to do? Like, it's just, I have no words. And I heard Donkey Kong Bonanza was actually great. Like I said, I had no interest in playing it. But if you guys have bought it, you know, let me know how it is down in the comment section below. Because, you know, I'm generally curious if I actually missed out on a good title or not. But I don't think I did. But, you know, we have Kirby in the Forgotten Land. We have Metroid Prime, I think, which keeps on getting delayed. The only game I was really looking forward to was Kirby Air Riders. But we don't know anything about that game. It could be great. It could be good. It could be bad. I'm going to go on the anticipation that it's going to be good. But since people know it's going to be good, they're probably going to hike up the price again. And probably add some stupid DLC that is already a $80 price tag. So, I don't know. And I think also that the GameCube emulator should definitely be on Switch 1. Because I feel like those fans who don't own a PC or don't own emulating software, I feel like they're missing out on GameCube games that I feel like can definitely run on a Switch 1. Now, you guys probably wondering what I did with my Switch 2, honestly, and I sold it. I have no interest of playing it. And obviously, if, you know, things get better with it and I feel like the games are justifiable to play, I'll go ahead and buy one. I'm not ashamed of it. I'll go drop another $450 again if that means I can play something that I actually enjoy. But as of right now, I just can't see myself justifiably buying or even having a Switch 2 where, you know, there's no point. Like, for me as mainly an online person, you know, I was even thinking about trying Overwatch 2. They don't even have a Switch 2 version yet, which is weird. I mean, I have a PC, which is going to run 10 times better, but just for handheld gaming, and even I tried Fortnite, and it's just like, I still feel like there's frame drops. Like, you know, the game key cards. Let me dive into those for a quick second. You know, these AAA games, you know, I heard that Borderlands 4 is going to run at 30 FPS. And in 2025, I just feel like that's too low. Like, call me weird, call me crazy, but for someone that enjoys 60 FPS gaming, and I feel like that should be the standard, you know, now, when, like, you know, let me take to the phones thing for a second, because I work with cell phones. You know, 120 hertz per second should be the standard for every phone now, but iPhone is still 60 hertz for some strange reason. You know, USB-C finally got the standard. You know, when is 120 hertz going to be standard in all iPhones, for example? You know, you could make the argument that Nintendo was a new Apple. I heard, you know, this person in the video saying, you know, or someone said that Nintendo was a new Disney. It's just like, there's so many weird things happening in the, you know, tech industry, I guess you can call it right now. That includes both video game and cell phones and just everything in between. That is a lot to keep up. And, you know, I don't want to drag this video on for too long because I've been talking for like 12 minutes straight as me looking at our recording software. Just about, you know, how trash Nintendo is doing, how they're digging their own grave. But if you guys want to take one thing, you know, away from this video, is that, yes, I'm still here. I'm not dead. I've been hanging out with my girlfriend. I've been hanging out doing other things as well. You know, playing other games. And you guys have seen that. I've been playing Destiny 2. And I just love that game. It's just, is Nintendo going to dig their own grave? And they're going to be the new Activision, the new Apple. Well, Apple's not dead, but to me it is. Because they just don't really do anything. That's a hot take in itself. But like, you know, Nintendo, if you are listening, please, which I don't think you are, but please fix the monetization. Just please make it feel like that you're not drawing us in and then taking away features. Please make, you know, the quality's there. Just don't screw it up anymore, I guess you could say. Just give it back to us fans. Like, give us remasters. Give us those classic editions. Like, you know, like the mini consoles. And, you know, I am going to buy the Nintendo Game Boy because that's pretty sick and all. But please just give us, you know, what we want. And, you know, let us play our way instead of just taking things away. That was a mouthful, you know, but on the positive side, guys, you know, I am still here. If you guys want me to make, you know, if this video does well for some strange reason, you know, maybe I'll just be a rant channel, because why not? It'll be the best thing since sliced bread, I suppose. I don't know, but if you guys want to see it, you know, let me know what you guys think about the Nintendo Switch 2 down there in the comment section below. I really want to know your thoughts about it. If you guys are having fun, if you guys aren't having fun, if you guys agree with anything I'm saying. No, we just want to be happy. We don't want to spend a fortune on video games. So please, no more $80 games going forward, and we'll all be happy. This is Aceinator, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. You know, take it easy.